Assalamu alaikum. Today my topic is limits of accuracy. So in our syllabus there are two names of this topic. One is limits of accuracy and second is upper and lower bounds. There will be two types of questions of this topic. The question can be direct or it can be indirect. So what is direct question? The question in which the original and accuracy is given. What is original and accuracy? I will explain you when I will solve past paper questions. So what is direct type questions? If the questions in which the original and accuracy is given, that will be called direct question. So how to solve it? What are the steps to solve direct questions of limits of accuracy? Step 1 is you have to find error. Error will be is equal to accuracy over 2. This is a formula that you have to memorize. So first step is to find the error of this question, and second step, find upper and lower bound. Upper or lower bound, whatever the question is asking. So what is the formula of upper bound? Original plus error, and lower bound original minus error. So these are three formulas that you have to memorize. And in step 1 you have to find the error of the question. In step 2 you have to find upper or lower bound of the question, whatever the question is asking. So let's discuss about indirect questions. So what are indirect questions? Questions where original and accuracy are not given. So these will be called indirect questions. What are the steps to solve indirect questions? Create a formula for required quantity. For required quantity. So this will be your first step. So let me tell you some rules. Okay. Your formula will be one out of these. Formula will be one out of these. Let me write here. If your question has the formula of multiplication or division, then what we have to do? And these are for indirect question. So direct, these are the notes of direct questions, and we are continuing with indirect questions. So if indirect question has the formula of multiplication or division, then what are the rules? Numerator same arrow, denominator opposite arrow. And if the formula is A is equal to B multiplied by C, so the formula will be of multiplication, then how we have to uh, put the arrows? The main arrow you have to find from the question, like if A is equal to B multiplied by C. So if the question is asking to find the upper bound of this formula, upper bound of this A, it means upper bound means you have to use here up arrow. And if the question is asking to find the lower bound of any value, any quantity, like A is equal to B over C, if this is the formula of division and the question is asking to find the lower bound, you will put here down arrow. If the question is asking to find the upper bound of A, you will put here up arrow. If the question is asking to find the lower bound of A, you will put down arrow with A, and this arrow will given in the question. So like upper bound and lower bound, whatever you are going to find. So B multiplied by C, which arrows we have to use here? You have to use here the rules. Numerator same arrow, same of this. So same arrow means same arrow of A. So A has up arrow, so you will put here same arrow because both B and C are in numerator. So in other formula, this is down arrow. Same formula you have to use with B, and opposite arrow you have to use with denominator. Opposite arrow means up arrow. So this is the main thing, that how you will put the arrows. So addition and subtraction, let me tell you the rules of addition and subtractions. So let me tell you first of all rules. Positive term same arrow, and negative term opposite arrow. So these are the rules of addition and subtraction. Like if the formula is A is equal to B plus C, this is the formula of addition. And if the formula is A is equal to B minus C, this is the formula of subtraction. So in question there will be one from these four formulas. It can be of multiplication, it can be of division, it can be of addition, and it can be of subtraction. So it will be one from these four formulas. So the rules of addition and subtraction, same positive term means same arrow. So if the question is asking to find the upper bound of A, you will put here up arrow. So that as I told you that this arrow will depend on the question. You have to find this arrow from the question. So if you are going to find up arrow B plus C, positive terms means same arrow. Same arrow means up arrow with B, up arrow with C. Like you are going to find upper bound of B and you are going to find upper bound of C as well. What's about the other? If you are going to find the down lower bound of other formula, that is of subtraction, so you have to use the addition and subtraction rules. Positive terms same arrow of this, that is down arrow, and negative term, C is negative term, it will be opposite of this, so that will be up arrow. So this is the way how you will use the arrows according to the rules. So these are the main rules, you can say, of indirect questions. Now we will solve some past paper questions of this topic. So this is May June 21 P21. The distance between two towns is 600 kilometer. Correct to the nearest 10 kilometer. So the nearest word and correct to the words means that is the question of limits of accuracy or upper or lower bound. So what you have to do here, nearest, the number after nearest means that is your accuracy, and from this you have to find error. So error is equal to accuracy over 2. So and this will be your original. So there will be two numbers. One will be your accuracy, the number after nearest or correct to word means that will be your accuracy, and that will be your original, you can say, value. So now what you have to do, read the question carefully. The next line is a car takes 8 hours 40 minutes correct to the nearest 10 minutes. So you have to make sure that accuracies and original terms should be their units should be same. So in first line you can see accuracy and original of the distance are in same units, but if you will read the second line, the unit of time and accuracy are a little bit different. Like you can see the accuracy is in minutes and time is in hours plus minutes. So you have to convert your time in minutes because your accuracy is in minutes. So your both units should be same, you have to make sure. So 8 hours 40 minutes means you have to convert 8 into minutes as well. So 8 multiplied by 60 is equal to 480, and 40 minutes you will add and you will get 520. So this is the way how you will convert 8 hours 40 minutes into minutes because your accuracy is minutes. So now what you will do, you will find the accuracy error of time as well. So its accuracy is given separately, you can see. Sometimes accuracy of all the values will be, all the quantities will be given you separately, and sometimes it will be given once. So sometimes just one accuracy will be used for all the quantities in your question, but here accuracy of time is given you separately. You can see the after nearest word it is given 10 minutes. So same accuracy, what is the error? 10 over 2 is equal to 5. And what is the error of the distance? 10, and if you will divide it with 2 you will get 5. So 5 is the accuracy of your distance, and 5 is also your accuracy of the time. So now what you will do, you will find the upper bound and lower bound of both distance and time. So distance, if you are going to find the upper bound and lower bound of distance, 600 is your original value and find its upper bound. 600 upper bound is 605 if you will add 5 error in your original value. And how to find the lower bound? Lower bound should be plus 5 and lower bound should be minus 5, and 600 minus 5 is 595. So now you can find both upper bound and lower bound of time as well. So time is 520. Find its upper bound. Upper bound again, accuracy was 5, so you will add 5 in 520 and you will get 525. How to find lower bound? You will subtract 5 from 520, you will get 550. So you will find upper bound and lower bound of all the quantities, and then you can solve the question. That will be easy for you. So the what is the question? What the question is asking? The question is asking to find the lower bound of the average speed of the car. So first of all, you have to find the average speed. So use the formula of average speed, that is speed is equal to distance over time. So what I told you, you have to check a first arrow from the question. The question is asking to find the lower bound, so you will put here down arrow with S. So if the question will ask to find the upper bound, you will put up arrow with S. The remaining two arrows will depend on this arrow that you have decided from the question. So now you have to use the rules of division. So division with D you have to use same arrow, because what was the rule of division? Numerator same arrow as of S, and denominator opposite arrow of S. That will be your up arrow. So it means you are going to use lower bound of D here 595. And what is the upper bound of time? Upper bound of time is 525. 525. But don't forget to convert it in hours, because your answer the question is asking to find the answer in hours. So here you have to convert your time in hours as well. So 525 divided by 60. So if you will put it in calculator, you will get your answer 68. 68 will be your final answer. So this is the way how you will find these type of questions. So let's do some more questions. Question number 2. The sides of a regular hexagon are 80 mm correct to the nearest millimeter. Calculate the lower bound of the perimeter of the hexagon. Okay. So perimeter of hexagon, first of all you have to check that accuracy and original is given to you. Accuracy is millimeter. If nothing is given to you after nearest word, like just millimeter is given to you, millimeter means it is 1. If nothing is given to you with any unit, then it means that will be 1. So it means that accuracy is 1 and your error will be 1 by 2. So and that is your original value. 80 is your original value. So calculate the lower bound of the perimeter of hexagon. As you know, there are 6 sides of hexagon. So what you will do, one side will be multiplied with 6. So you are going to find the lower bound of the parameter. So parameters lower bound, you will put down arrow, and 80 will be multiplied with 6. 6 will remain as it is, and which side you have to put down arrow, because numerator should have same arrow as of P. So now what you will do, sides down arrow means you have to find lower bound of 80, and lower bound of 80 means 80 minus 1 by 2 is 0.5. So that will be 79.5. 6 multiplied by 79.5, and that will be 79.5 multiplied by 6 for 77 will be your final answer. So this is just your numbers. Numbers should be multiplied with side. Just side is given to you in the question. So you will just find the lower bound of side. 6 will remain as it is. Just remember. Okay. Next question. A bag of rice has a mass of 25 kg. Correct to the nearest kilogram. Calculate the lower bound of the total mass of 10 of these bags. So how to solve it? Lower bound of total mass of 10 of these bags. So you are going to find the lower bound of total mass, that is, what is the formula? Mass of a bag multiplied by 10. So this should be your formula of this question. This is the direct question as nearest word is given to you and original is also given to you, and nearest means that is accuracy. Kilogram is given to you and kilogram means 1, and that is your accuracy. So error will be 1 by 2, that is 0.5. You can see here that both units are same. This is also in kg, this is also in kg. So otherwise if the units would be different, then you have to make them same. So total mass has down arrow, it means mass of a bag is also in numerator. So same arrow will be used according to the rules of multiplication, because this is multiplied with 10. So mass of a bag's lower bound will be multiplied with 10. So 25, lower bound of it is 25 minus 0.5, that is 24.5. 24.5 multiplied by 10, that is 245. Okay. So next question. Vyat has 200 meters of wire. Correct to the nearest meters. Again, first of all, you have to check the question is it direct or indirect. So 200 meter, that is your original, and nearest meter, that is your accuracy. 1 is your accuracy. So error will be 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5. So this is a direct question. He cuts the wire into n pieces of length 3 meters. Correct to the nearest 20 centimeter. So okay, so calculate the largest possible value of n. Okay, so total length is also given to you, and the length of one piece is also given to you. So what you have to do here, the formula will be n is equal to, how you will find number of pieces. First of all, write the formula total length over length of one piece. This would be your formula of this question. So now you can check that both accuracies are different. Length of one piece accuracy is also different, that is, you can see the nearest, after nearest word 20 is given to you. It means its accuracy will be 20 over 2. Accuracy over 2 will be your error, that is 10 centimeter. Now you can see after finding the error, you have to check their units. Its unit is in meter, you can see its unit is meter and its unit is centimeter. So you have to make them same. So you have to convert 10 centimeter into meters by divided it with 100, and you will get 0.1. So 0.1 meter is the accuracy of length of is the error of length of one piece. So don't forget to make their units same if their units are different. So now how you have to solve? Calculate the largest possible value. Largest possible value means upper bound. So you have to check the word what actually the question is asking. So largest possible value will also means upper bound. So now you have to use division rule. The formula is of division. Same arrow will be with numerator, opposite arrow will be with denominator. Okay, so total length is 200 and its upper bound. Upper bound means length, total length error is 10. So sorry, 0.5. Its error is 0.5. 0.5 will be added, and length of one piece is 3 and its error is 0.1. So you will subtract its error because you are going to find the lower bound of this. So now what you will do, 200.5 over 2.9, and that is 69.13. So the largest possible value of n is the number of pieces. Number of pieces will not be in decimal, so you have to uh, round it off and you will write here just the number of pieces, that will be 69. So that is 69.13. So maximum or largest possible value will be 69. So this will be your final answer. Don't forget to write it in you can say as a whole number, because number of pieces will always be in whole numbers. Okay, so question number 4. The sides of an isosceles triangle are measured correct to nearest millimeter. Again, this question is of direct question. Nearest millimeter means 1 and accuracy is 1, so error will be 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5, and one side has a length of 8.2 and other has a length 9.4. So now what we have to do here, these are your original values. So find the largest possible value of the parameter of this triangle. So you are going to find largest possible value, again means upper bound. Here the largest possible value means upper bound. So what we have to do here now, use the formula of parameter. Parameter is equal to upper bound means up arrow. So sum of all three sides. So what we have to write here, isosceles triangles means that two sides will be same. So here you have to decide that two same sides will be of 9.4 or 8.2. So you have to read the question carefully. The question is asking to find the maximum parameter. Largest possible value means maximum parameter. So if you will make two sides of 8.2 and this side will be if 9.4, it means that will be your that will be not maximum parameter. Maximum parameter will be if two same sides will be of 9.4. If two same sides will be of 9.4 and third side will be of 8.2, then it will be then you will get your maximum or largest parameter. So it means 9.4 will be same sides, because as you know isosceles triangle has two same sides. So from these two lengths, one length will be of two sides. So P is equal to, how you will write, 9.4 plus 9.4 plus 8.2. So upper bound, because same arrow you have to use with positive terms. Here you have to use the rule of addition. So same arrow will be used with positive terms. So error is 0.5, and now what you will use, it will be 9.45, 9.45 plus 8.25. Upper bound of 9.4 is 9.4 plus 0.5. 9.4 plus 0.5 and 8.25 plus 0.5. That will be your upper bound. 9.45, 8.25. 8.2. Okay. So if you will add these values, you will get 27.15. So this will be your final answer. Question number 5. The length L centimeter of a line is 18.3 centimeter. Correct to the nearest millimeter. Nearest millimeter means 1 is your accuracy. Error is 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5. And this is your original value. So this is your direct question. Complete this statement about the value of L. Means whenever you you will have the same type of question that the question asking to find the limit. So it means that you have to find lower bound as well as upper bound. Here you have to write lower bound and here you have to find upper bound, because the lower bound and upper bound is actually the range of anything, minimum and maximum range of anything. So it means here you have to find the lower bound and upper bound. So how to solve it? So it means you will find lower bound of 18.3, that is so lower bound of 18.3 is 18.3 minus 0.5. Okay, so one thing I forgot here. Okay, error is 0.5, but you have to check that their units are different. 0.5 millimeter, but your original value is in centimeter, so make their units same. 0.5 mm. How to convert millimeter into centimeter? By dividing it with 10. So 0.5 over 10, 0.05. 0.05 centimeter is your accuracy now that you have to use. So please don't forget to make their units same. So now lower bound is 18.3 minus 0.05 and upper bound is 18.3 plus 0.05. So that will be 18.25. So and that will be 18.35. So lower bound, you can say minimum limit is 18.25 and maximum is 18.35. Okay, next question. So LS height is 175 centimeter. Correct to the nearest 5 same. This is direct question. This is your original and this is nearest 5 means 5 is your accuracy. And how to find error? Accuracy over 2 means 5 by 2 and that is 2.5. Okay, write down the upper bound. So upper bound of her height means 175 plus 2.5, that is 177.5. Next question, P is equal to 2 into W plus H. W is this, H is given to you. Work out the upper bound for the value of P. So how to solve it? You are going to find the upper bound of P. 2 into W plus H is the formula. So you have to use here the rule of addition. W and H are adding, so same arrow will be with positive values. So 2, and now you have to find upper bound of W. So W is 12, original is 12, whole number means 1. So 1 is accuracy, error is 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5, and uh, heights accuracy will also be 1 by 2, that is 0.5. So upper bound of W is 12 plus 0.5, that is 12.5, and you have to write the lower bound of height, that is 4 minus 0.5, and that is 3.5. Sorry, you have to write here same upper bound. So upper bound is 4 plus 0.5, and that is 4.5. So 2 into 12.5 plus 4.5, 2 into 17, and that will be 34. Next question. A car travels at a constant speed. It travels a distance of 146.2 meter, correct to one decimal place. Okay, one decimal place will be 0.1. So please remember it will be 0.1 because it is one decimal place. It's not a whole number. So don't forget to write or consider it as 0.1. Always one decimal place here means 0.1. So this is your accuracy. Error means 0.1 over 2, and 0.1 over 2 means 0.05. Okay, so this is your original. This takes 7 seconds, correct to the nearest second. So this is your time, and its accuracy is nearest seconds, like accuracy is 1, and 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5. It will be 0.5. Both accuracies are given separately. So how to solve it? Calculate the upper bound of the speed. Speed's upper bound. So upper bound of speed. Speed's formula is distance over time. So same arrow with numerator, opposite arrow with denominator. So distance upper bound. So you can write here distance upper bound, that is distance is 146.2, and its error is 0.05. So that will be 146.25, and times lower bound. Time is in second and its accuracy is also in seconds. So here what we have to do, 7 minus 0.5 is equal to 6.5. So 146.5 over 6.5 is equal to, so you have to check the answers unit as well. The answer is asking to find in meters per second. So your answer is same, like your distance is in meter and your time is in seconds. So don't forget to check the unit of the answer at the end. So otherwise you have to convert it. So what we have to do here, the answer is 22.5. Okay, the sides of a square are 15.1 centimeter correct to one decimal place. Again, one decimal place means 0.1, and this is accuracy, so error will be 0.1 over 2, that is 0.05. This is your original. Find the upper bound of the area of square. So area is equal to length multiply breadth. So what we have to do here? Area's upper bound you are going to find. So same arrow will be used with L and B, both are in numerator. So upper bound of length 15.1 plus 0.05 will be used with this is length and breadth is same, so 15.15 15.15 15.15 multiply 15.15, that is 229.5225. So question number 11, A is equal to B multiplied by H over 2. A is equal to 10 correct to the nearest whole number, so accuracy is equal to 1 and error is equal to 1 by 2, that is 0.5, and H is equal to 4 correct to the nearest whole number, again its error will be is equal to 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5. Work out the upper bound of the value of B. So you have to make B the subject, because we are going to find the value of B. 2a is equal to B multiplied by H. B is equal to 2a over H. So what we are going to find? Upper bound of B. Upper bound of B. So with A we have to put the same arrow. With H we have to put opposite arrow according to the rule. So now upper bound of A, that will be is equal to 10 plus 0.5, and lower bound of H, that will be 4 minus 0.5. So 10.5 and 3.5. Okay, so now we will put the values. 2 into 10.5 over 3.5 is equal to A. So put it in calculator and we will get our answer, that is 6. Okay, so next question, you can do these questions by yourself. Let's do question number 15. Anna walks 31 km at a speed of 5 km per hour. Both values are correct to the nearest whole number. Work out the upper bound of the time taken for Anna's walk. So we have to find the upper bound of the time taken. Anna's walks 31 kilometer at the speed. Okay, first of all we have to check here. Let me tell you that let me tell you the difference between direct and indirect. If the question is here question is asking to find the time, upper bound of the time. So if the accuracy and original value of time will be given, it means that is your direct question. If the accuracy and original value of time is not given, then it means that is indirect question. Then you have to apply here the formula. So here accuracy is this is of speed, and both values are correct to the nearest. Okay, speed and distance is given to you. Here speed and distance is given to you, and both values are correct to nearest whole numbers. It means accuracy, that is 1, and this is the accuracy of speed and distance. This is not the accuracy of time. So it means that the question is asking to find the upper bound of time. So that is your indirect question. You have to use here the formula. Okay, so error is equal to 1 by 2, that is 0.5. So first of all, what were the steps of indirect question? Make a formula, like the formula of time will be is equal to distance over speed. So you are going to find the upper bound of t, up arrow with d, and down arrow with s. So how to find upper bound of distance? 31 original plus error, that is 31.5, and speed, lower bound of speed, that is 5 minus 0.5, and that is 4.5. So put the values 31.5 over 4.5, and when we will divide we will get 7 hours. So you can see that units are same. The question is asking to find your answer in hours, and we have calculated time in hours. So let's do next question. Question number 17. The sides of a triangle are 5.2 centimeter, 6.3, 9.4 centimeter, each correct to nearest millimeter. Okay. So look at this millimeter. Nearest millimeter means this is your accuracy. 1 millimeter is your accuracy, and your error is equal to 1 by 2, that is 0.5 millimeter. Now you can see that your lengths are in centimeter, and here your accuracy error is your error is in millimeter. So what you have to do, you have to make their units same. So if you will divide 0.5 over 0.5 by 10, you will get 0.05 centimeter, that is your error. So now you can see both units are same. Now we will use here the formula. We are going to find the lower bound of the parameter of a triangle. Parameters, lower bound we have to find. So 5.2 plus 6.3 plus 9.4. So we have to find the lower bound of all these values, as all values are positive. So we have to apply here the rule of positive uh, values. That positive values, with positive values you have to use the same arrow, and with negative values you have to use opposite arrow. Okay, so 5.2's lower bound is 5.15, here 6.25, 9.35. 5.2 minus 0.05, you will get 5.15. So the same method you have to find the lower bound of other values. So if you will add, you will get 20.75 centimeter. So we have calculated our parameter in centimeter. Okay, so now next question. Hmm. There are many questions in this book, so you can solve remaining questions by yourselves. Question number 19. A rectangle has length 62 mm and width 47 mm, both correct to the nearest millimeter. Again, units are same, you can see. And now this is nearest millimeter means accuracy is 1 and error is 1 by 2, that is 0.5. 5. The area of the rectangle is a mm square. Can complete the statement about the value of a. So this is the same question we have done already at the start of this video. That here you have to write the lower bound and here you have to write the upper bound. If they will ask to find the range like that, so it means that you have to write find upper bound and lower bound both. So first of all, if we will find lower bound, so the lower bound is length multiplied by lower bound of the area. Lower bound, it means down arrow and down arrow. So 62 minus 0.5 lower bound of L, length is 62.5, multiply by 47 minus 0.5, so lower bound of B, or you can also write here width, length into width. Okay, so if you will solve it, you will get 285.9.75. Okay, so how to find upper bound? Areas upper bound. Upper bound means upper bound of L, upper bound of W. 62 plus 0.5 multiply 47 plus 0.5. So if you will solve it, you will get 2968.75. So next last question we will do. Let's solve question number 23. The base of a triangle is 9 centimeter. Correct to the nearest centimeter. So the area of this triangle is 40 centimeter square. Correct to the nearest 5 centimeter square. Calculate the upper bound for the perpendicular height of this triangle. Now you can see this is also indirect question because we are going to find the upper bound of the perpendicular height. So heights, accuracy and original value should be given if it would be a direct question. So as as error and original value of height is not given, it means we have to make a formula. So formula, first of all we have to use here the formula of area of triangle. So area of triangle is equal to 1 by 2 breadth into height. So we are going to find the height, so we have to make h the subject. 2a is equal to b multiplied by h. H is equal to 2a over b. So we will make h the subject. After that we are going to find the upper bound. So up arrow with height, up arrow with a and down arrow with b. Okay. So nearest centimeter means again 1 by 2 0.5 error. Nearest 5 centimeter means 5 by 2 is equal to 2.5. So this is also centimeter square, this is also centimeter square, same units. This is in centimeter, this is in centimeter, same unit. So make sure that units are same of accuracy and original value. So now what we will do, this is the original value of base, this is the accuracy of base, and this is the original value of area, and 5 centimeter is the accuracy of area. So we have to find the value of height. Okay, so now what we will do, Area's upper bound is 40 plus 2.5 is equal to 42.5, and base lower bound is 9 minus 0.5, that is 8.5. So put the values. H is equal to 2 into 42.5 over 8.5, and if we will solve it we will get the answer 10. So this is the way how you can solve direct and indirect questions. Mostly questions are indirect here, in which we are using formula. All these questions are indirect questions. So what I told you, if the accuracy and original value of the required quantity is not given, and it means that that is indirect question. I hope you have understand that topic very well. So if you like my video, please share it with your friends, and if you have any question, any comment, you can leave in comment section, and please subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching. Allah Hafiz.